I am in New York right now. See, that's New York. Just want to touch base with everyone. It's been about a month since I've done live. And, what would help if I actually turn the light on that I brought with me. Hi, now you can see me. Um, I'm here for a concert tonight. Today's Tuesday the 22nd, maybe? I don't really know. My buddy and I are here in town though for a show for to see KMFDM. We are both huge fans, and we've been to Irving Plaza before to see them. That's where the show is tonight. But we've also seen them in Fort Lauderdale. Last year I could not attend, but he saw them in California. I was supposed to go, but they played at the Blasio in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that one. Then we saw them at Metro like, earlier this year in March. Great show, by the way. I just didn't like the Metro. Neither did he. Neither one of us liked the venue. We've seen them at multiple places around Chicago, but we've been kind of trying to, if we can, to travel to see them. And like I said, we saw them at Irving Plaza, like 7 years ago. So we decided to go see them again here on this tour, and really excited about it. I keep looking over this direction. I'm not at my desk, obviously. So I don't have my laptop right in front of me. I have it sitting over here. In fact, when I first started, you probably saw a glimpse of the side of my head while I was still on the computer, because I didn't set the transition over right. My bad. It's been a while, as you know. A lot of big changes in my life have been going on, so yeah, I've just been working a lot. And I got a new job. I'm traveling a lot, which is why I'm not able to do these live streams anywhere near like I did before. Also, let me glance over. I'm going to try something really quick here, and it may or may not work. I'm trying to get the live stream to the chat relay to work. Hi. Hey, look at that. That actually worked. So now you can live chat with me if anybody shows up. However, it is so far away, and I'm not wearing my glasses, I probably won't be able to see shit. So if you do message me, well, it's over there, and I can't see it. But hey, we're in fucking New York. And I just wanted to bring everyone along with me. And I also said I'm going to try and set it up to do it in New York next when I'm here for this trip. They said the word New York enough times. But you can look out there. There is a office building across from me. And basically I cannot walk around my hotel room naked. Or I can, but I might get a knock on the door from the police. Either way, whatever. So yeah, we're here right now. Today, it's only a two-day or 2-night, 3-day trip, 3-day, 2-night, however you want to say it. We got here yesterday morning or actually we're supposed to be here yesterday morning. We got here yesterday afternoon. There's a little issue that came up with American Airlines. It was not horrible, but the flight we were on in the morning got delayed or canceled. We didn't stick around to find out. We had a little mark, so we were able to take a different flight, but unfortunately it was not a direct flight, so we went from Chicago to Charlotte, then Charlotte to New York, instead of Chicago to New York. So that part sucked. Instead of getting here at 9 a.m. yesterday, we got here at 3 p.m.-ish, whatever the time. So we lost about 6 hours of what we were going to do in New York. And when you're a travel addict, when you are when you have limited time in a place, that 6 hours really cut into a lot of our day. For one, we wanted to go to Katz's Deli. We were thinking about just Ubering right there, and instead we just Ubered right to the hotel, so because now it's check-in time. So then today we got up. He said his alarm for 11, completely anticipating getting up well before the alarm, which he did to take a leak, and then went back to bed. Then his alarm went off. He's like, I got up just before 11 when my alarm went off. Because his first one was like 10 till, which is, my buddy's weird. That's also his way. He wants to be up at 11. He sets his alarm for 10 till 11, so that way he's up at 11. It makes sense to him. For me, I'm setting it for 11. I didn't even set an alarm. I was up at like 8 o'clock this morning, and yeah, I'm kind of dragging ass, but whatever. Today we had lunch right next door in a very interesting little place. It's a 2-story restaurant, but the dining area is down below. So instead of like what we're used to, if you go into a 2-story restaurant, maybe you have to go upstairs. No, you had to go downstairs to eat. But it was a buffet. All you can eat, but you pay by the pound. So like a lot of Chinese restaurants have something like that. You just buy by the pound of food. And it had a lot of Chinese things, but also had like roasted lamb, for instance. And everything on it was great, like $12, $13 a pound. Oh my god. The food was phenomenal. I ended up getting like a pound and a quarter of food. My eyes were just too big. But yeah. So my buddy and I are going to go tonight, because we were just talking about we're going to go for dinner. I'm like, dude, I'm not even hungry right now. But earlier, after we ate, we went to Grand Central Station. If you haven't been to Grand Central Station, you absolutely have to go. I don't care if you're getting on a train or not, and neither do they. It is just pure picturesque. My buddy is a talker sometimes. He's an introverted talker. If he knows you, he'll talk to you. And he'll talk your ear off. If he doesn't know you, he may not say a word to you ever. Today, it was neat just to see him completely speechless and stuttering through his words to find exactly how to say how awesome Grand Central Station was. And if that wasn't enough, after Grand Central Station, we went to the Metropolitan, not the Metropolitan Museum, the Metropolitan Library. It's Metropolitan Library. The big library building that was in Ghostbusters with the lines out front. If you've never been here, the lines out front of in the Ghostbusters movie will tell you exactly what it is. So even I haven't posted yet, but I have the pictures for Instagram that I'll be throwing up later, and Instagram, Facebook, Threads, maybe. I hate Threads. Really a stupid fucking app. Anyway, I hope I sound okay. I'm also not using a regular mic. It's just a mic on the computer. That is, I'm watching the meter, the view meter, and it looks like I'm doing okay. I'm watching the peaks, and looks like it's picking up all the audio okay, but it might be a little bit tinny. I haven't had to turn off the air conditioner. I don't have the noise gate set right, or noise gate for the laptop audio, just my mic. So some of the ambient noise outside you're going to hear, so you might hear some sirens or something, because it's fucking New York. You always hear sirens in New York. So then the museum, the library apparently is just a museum, totally, books, but still spectacular. And at Grand Central Station, my friend was kind of stuttering through the words to grasp just how awesome it was. At the library, at several points, he just didn't have the words. Like, he just shut the fuck up. And that was truly a sight to behold. It was gorgeous. I don't even know how to describe it myself. And both of these buildings have been there over 100 years. Well over 100. The intricacies of how they deal with how they did the marble inside, where they didn't really have to do the work that they did, but they did it anyway. Oh, beautiful. And that's the only word that you can use to describe it. And imagine when you're telling someone that they're beautiful, but you're not referring to their physical looks, but their inner soul. That is the description of that library. Because you can just see that it's a complete inner beauty that had to build that thing. If that makes any sense at all. It is absolutely phenomenal. I'm blessed to have been inside there, and I've been past it a couple of times, but I've never walked in. I may or may not have taken a picture from the outside, regretting not going in now. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you hold on a second, my hotel room has a mini fridge that has the pressure sensors, and you get a $20 credit for the mini fridge, and I had a can of Coke and a can of Sprite yesterday, and well, not a Coke and Sprite in there, because for some reason they just put like one can of each. And I figure that any place that has the mini fridge, $20 credit, probably burned through that already. So I went down to a food cart, which, oh god, I love food carts. If you're ever in New York, food carts are the place to save money. You can go food cart food for less than McDonald's. You're going to get stuffed, and it's way better quality. I had like a lamb and chicken gyro last night, just after we checked in, and phenomenal. Then we went to, when we checked in, we were sleepy because of traveling, and we both anticipated needing an actual afternoon nap because I've been up when I laid down after we checked in, after I ate, I've been up for close to 24 hours at that point. He slept about 2 hours, but vacation jitters, you're excited. He had to pick me up at 2 in the morning. So he barely got any sleep also, so we were both exhausted. So he went to his room, I came up to mine. We both had the same type of room, same type of view. I'm one story up because we only have this exact room on each floor. So we're not next to each other or anything, so we're not on the same floor. Which is good because if he should happen to meet a young lady tonight and they hit it off and she comes back, I really don't want to hear that next door to me while I'm trying to sleep and cry. Anyway, so we went to the museum, or the library, and I keep saying museum because, like I said earlier, it is almost a museum to literacy. Their private collections are there. Everything's pretty much by appointment only, it appears. I guess kind of a big joke where we're walking around the place and wondering, hey, what would be interesting to find in the library would be books. And we were up at least to the third floor. And, excuse me, we couldn't find any actual books. We found a gift shop. The gift shop, they make the gift shop really fucking easy to find. But as far as actual books that were not for sale, those are across the street in Caddy Corner in the new New York City Museum, Jesus Christ, library. So yeah, it was pretty cool. We didn't go in there. We saw him when he came out, looked over, looked cool, and I just looked at him because I'm getting tired at this point just from walking around. And I just looked at him and he goes, yeah, I don't think we need to go in there. God. So we found a little bar to sit down, just have a drink. I was just parched. And I just had a Coke and a Sprite, and they started getting a leg cramp, and I had like 2 glasses of water. Hence why I'm working on the water right now. I'm just dehydrated right now. It's kind of funny. This morning I get up, I'm like, all right, it's a bright sunny day probably in New York. I hadn't even opened up my windows yet. All right, my blinds, it's supposed to be sunny out. I saw the forecast, 80 degrees, sunshine, yada yada. I looked out and there's no sun protection on my windows here. That's really what it looks like outside. And it's what it looked like at 10 o'clock this morning too. These buildings are so fucking tall that it's just always dark here. So we go for a walk. 5 minutes later, I'm like, shit, I should have brought my sunglasses with me. It was bright as hell. So anyway, lesson learned, carry them with me when I'm out and about in New York, because I'm going to need them. And you can't tell how sunny it is just from looking outside. My bad. Every time you go somewhere different, you learn something new. That's what I learned today. But it's still kind of cool to wake up and see people just toiling away in their office jobs, in their cubicles, having meetings, and whatever people in the cubicles do. And it's New York, so you keep hearing the honking. I'm actually happy I don't have the noise gate going right now, because you can hear the honking down below coming up. Horn honking is kind of a staple of New York City, because they have a lot of idiot drivers in New York City, and a lot of idiot pedestrians that just won't get the fuck out of the way, and just, they don't care if they have a little walk sign or not, they'll just fucking go. So, yeah, you hear a lot of horn honks here. Last night, we, after we got up from our naps, and probably got up around 8. He texted me right at 8 o'clock. I woke up about 8:20 and responded. We went to a Irish pub about a block and a half away from here, called St. Patrick's, or St. Pat's Pub. That's right, St. Pat's Pub. I did post about them on my Instagram already, so if you want to take a look at that, go ahead. The food was phenomenal. We had the funniest waitress, because, like, at first, I'm like, our waitress kind of sucks. But, like, we asked for something, and she's like, I'm not sure, let me go ask. I ordered a Long Island, and she leaves, she comes back, she goes, was that a Long Island iced tea? I didn't know I had other choices. Apparently, they have something here called the Blue Long Island. And I know Long Island iced tea and Adios Motherfucker are very similar drinks. Obviously, the one has the blue whatever in it. So apparently, it's just an AMF that they have a different name for. Alright, cool. And a lot of the idiots just want to order that. As my buddy, he's a bartender, my buddy said a lot of the idiots just want to order that just so that they have a reason to say the word motherfucker. I've never had a problem finding a good excuse to use the word motherfucker. It seems like it just rolls out plenty. But, so maybe that's why they have a different name for it, just so people stop being stupid. But good luck in the general population to not be stupid. Anyway, the waitress was fantastic. Once we found out that was her first day. She never waitressed before. After that, everything was forgivable. And I'm like, why didn't you just mention that? If you led with, I've never waitressed before, and today's my first day, we would have been a lot more forgiving. There would have been no eye rolling. And we would have stacked our questions with the things that we thought might be questions. So she could go get an answer for everything at once and come back, instead of having to go ask. She was being trained by a guy who, I got a pretzel, and it came out with beer cheese and that German spiced mustard. And he came out with honey mustard. And I go to him, hey, I think that's honey mustard. After I dipped into it, and he looked at it really intently and he goes, it is. Well, motherfucker, you got the wrong thing. And I said it's supposed to, I think it's supposed to be that German spiced mustard. And he looked at the menu. Now this guy's been there. Like he's training this new chick. He's been there. He should know that it comes with that type of mustard. Like if she had done that, whatever, said mustard, she got mustard. She got the wrong mustard. No. Like him, he's been there. He should have known. And the girls from Ireland, I've never been to Ireland. I would assume that a pretzel with beer cheese may not be the big thing there, since it seems more like a German dish. I would have expected her to make that mistake, but not him. Anyway, so we got our food. The food was fantastic. I had a patty melt also. And it was an Irish-inspired patty melt. It was probably in the top 10 burgers I've ever had. But as far as patty melts go, it was the best patty melt. I normally don't even go for patty melts, but it just sounded really good, and I was right. I was pleasantly surprised. But instead of P-A-T-T-Y, probably, they spell it P-A-D-D-Y since, it's a Irish pub. And, it's phenomenal, though. So definitely, if you are in New York and you're in this area, definitely St. Pat's Pub. Oh, yeah. And it's just like a cool little place, too. I enjoyed myself while I was there. Tonight, we don't know where we're going to go for dinner. I know it's, let me look over here, 4:47. Sounds about right. Yeah, should be 4:47. I live in Central Time. I'm in Eastern Time Zone. I had to think of it at switched over. So 4:47 now. My buddy and I are gonna link up in the lobby around 6 o'clock and Uber near the venue, if not directly to it, and find a restaurant over there to eat at. We had a couple options, but nothing sold us yet. Nothing blew our skirts up. So we're probably just going to Uber right to the venue. Doors open at 7 o'clock, but that doesn't mean anything's going to be playing yet. So then we'll go eat. We'll go eat before the venue or before the show, and when we get done eating, go over the show. So take us to our seats. Hopefully, we have pretty easy, quick access to our seats. Anyway, is there any housekeeping I need to do? There is. That's right. 2, I believe, episodes ago, I said my next goal was to double my YouTube followers, and I got about 12 people. So I did not break 500. I broke 100 and maybe it's 200. Yeah, 268 people, I think. But I hadn't been trying, and I did some research because I didn't post a bunch of shorts. That's part of it. That helps. You get the views, but I ended up deleting them. A lot of them. The stuff I care about leaving up there, I left up there. The marketing minute that I have, that's still up there. That's still going. I'm still posting. My Thirsty Thursday tip of the week. Yeah, every Thursday that post. Happy with those, except for the one fucking typo I found on one. But yeah, I have not. Now it's almost 2 months past when I set that 10x goal. Actually, it's a 10x goal, so I wanted like 2,200 followers, and no, not even fucking close. And whatever, we'll get there. I don't particularly care about that. I enjoy doing this. I don't care if it's even if I'm doing a live stream and I can't see anything right now, but if nobody's watching the live stream, again, doesn't matter to me one bit. Uh, I'll get back to it. Someone else will come in. I'll have another one. I'll have another one. Eventually, I'll get to my goals. Uh, but also housekeeping came in and made my bed up. I'm in a little bit nicer hotel than what I'm used to. So I didn't see the little plastic door hanger thing. Like, okay, maybe they don't mid-stay do housekeeping here. That's a reasonable assumption, especially post-COVID. There's a lot of places that don't do it. Now they do. Um, they have like a magnetic thing on the door that just said relax. I thought it was just a suggestion to relax. Now if you read the whole thing, it says relax and no housekeeping service. So I should have stuck that on the outside of the door. Now I know. But I wasn't in the room. Only reason I even do it is because I'm kind of a late sleeper a lot of times. And I don't want to hear a bunch of knocking, have to wake up, and then go say, hey, yeah, I'm here. Or if I'm a heavy sleeper that day, because that happens sometimes too, where I sleep way heavier than I had planned to, I really prefer not to wake up to have Consuelo walk in here and see me laying naked in bed, sound asleep. That's going to be embarrassing, especially when she starts screaming. If they always start screaming, it's like, you can't just leave me the fuck alone. You got to wake me up too. Just because you're embarrassed, you don't need to wake me up. You know, see me laying there naked in bed, just leave. I'm probably still alive. If I'm still here, laying there in bed naked after checkout, then check. Then you can scream. Otherwise, just get the fuck out. And they don't have the chain for the room. They just have like the deadbolt, but when you leave the room, it's not like you do that, but if you're inside the room, they can override the deadbolt. Maybe the deadbolt would have been a giveaway. Either way, no, I'm not going to wake me up. But I wasn't here, so, because some places start their housekeeping checks at like 8 or 9 in the morning. It's like, yeah, go away. And I don't have time for that shit. But since I'm a stay over, maybe it was that. Yeah, it's like I said, it's 11:45 when my buddy and I had lunch. So sometime after that, so I'm guessing afternoon. And great thing is the hotel, we don't have to ask for a late checkout. We have a noon checkout, which is fantastic. I love that. Also, they're going to. I'm not going to say the name of the hotel just because for personal security until after I've stayed here. But they will get a car for you. They'll schedule a car for you. They check the price on it, and I want to say it was like $80, 75 or $80 flat fee. So, like, oh shit, that's almost what the Uber was to get here. And we thought that it was a surge area over by LaGuardia. So then we checked the price on Uber from here back, because I've done it before to LaGuardia from Manhattan, and I swear I'm going to pay like $45 for it. And this was a couple years ago. But we might be in a part of town that's just always a surge. I don't know about that. But the price of the Uber versus them scheduling a car for us was minimal. Like $2 or $3. So that might be the handy way to go. I'm not sure yet. We'll deal with that part in a little bit. Probably on our way out where they can schedule for us. Because our flight's not until 6 o'clock tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome to get because I've never done a scheduled car like that. Now, I'm going to be really pissed if they just had like an Uber guy that's on call and we were in the back of a Prius. Could have Ubered for that. But yeah, I still say it's like $2 or $3 over the Uber. I'm like, yeah, it's all about cost savings, right, buddy? So yeah, having a great time here in New York. If you haven't been, go or come, whichever. I love it here. You know, those now people talk about they want to get a cabin out in the woods. That way they can be completely alone, find solitude. Or they move to a small town. Well, guess what? In a small town, everybody knows your business. Your kid's gay or something. Everyone's like, yeah, it's a big town rumor for the next week. Um, Someone has a little drinking problem. You go to church, talk to a minister. Guess what? Everyone knows about your drinking problem now. You come to a city like New York, you can walk down the street completely naked, yelling, I'm a hamster, I'm a hamster. And it's not the craziest shit they've seen that day. You are completely isolated. And my buddy just talking to me about that, and he's heard my thoughts on that, and walked around today. He stopped. He's like, "You're absolutely right." Named a couple small towns by us that have like populations of 100. He's like, "Everybody's in your business there. You are completely anonymous in a city like this." Like, like the example of walking around naked, screaming at your hamster. I think I got that from a Naked Gun movie actually, but whatever. You do something like that here, it's not the craziest shit they seen that day. They'll forget about you by the time they get to work. That's what I like about it here. And any big city, really. I mean, it's a place to be alone. You have all that noise, no one can even hear you talk. It is just beautiful. So, also, I don't think I mentioned it last night. After we had dinner, we went down to Times Square, which is always amazing. We went there when he was with me 7 years ago. It's 2017, remember? And he used the phrase materialism in excess as a description of it. But you don't really get the feel for Times Square in the daytime. It's gorgeous. It's hustle and bustle. It's constant movement. It's a complete tapestry. And even if you look at it from any point of view, if you study art at all, Times Square is a perfect art piece where you don't have a completely perfectly centered focal point, stuff like that. It's really interesting. It's intricate. And it's a living tapestry. At night, because of all the lights that are going off in it, it's even better. All the LEDs, all the gigantic like 4 or 8K screens that are the curved screens on the side of the buildings. You can't take it all in at night. New York is called the Big Apple. I don't really know why they call it an apple, but big is it more than just the size of the city itself. Being 7 million people is living on one fucking island. I don't know what the actual population of the 5 boroughs is. But moreover, the population of the city, Grand Central Station, for instance, you can't get a picture of it. At least you can't get one that does it justice. Maybe if you had a drone or something, you could get the right angle. But you can't take just a regular camera and do justice to Grand Central Station. When we got to the library today, we could not do justice to the library just by taking a simple picture of it. And we tried, and we got pictures of it, we got some inside. But the enormity of things here, like Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, go fuck yourselves. Because this is huge. Everything that they do in this city is just monumentally big. And when we went to Grand Central, I even told my buddy that the address that you have through Google Maps or Apple Maps is fine. That'll get you there. But that's where the mailman goes. That's not necessarily where you show up to a building that size. Some of these buildings are the size of the entire block. You don't have to go around the block to get into it. Just go in the first door. And it's just huge. So, excuse me. Not sure where that one came from. So anyway, I'm going to get going here. I have to get in the shower and get ready for tonight to see KMFDM because they're doing it again for their 40th anniversary tour. So I am really excited to go to that. I hope everyone's had a good time. I see nobody has actually said anything, messaged me, which is fine, absolutely fine, since I can't read shit over there. Can't see if there's anyone watching. I don't think there is, but whatever. It's a live stream, but obviously I get more people watching it later on. And that's not really a big deal. So I will get out of here and I will talk to everybody later.